So on the sparring series of my YouTube, since you guys have tried at your school, do you like to share? What do you find out there?
Yeah, I can share. I have been doing the Red Boat training band with my students without the training band. And when you came up with this fighting training or sparring training, then I decided to try it out. And we have also done the breathing, but the thing I noticed is, yeah, my guys, they get aware that their body is not in that level to be able to perform it good yet, even if we have started very slowly, but their body handling needs to be improved. So, but it's a really good way of training it, because they get the feeling that they need to move around at the same time from side to side to be able to see angles and also be able to read the opponent to get the openings and things like that.
Raymond, do you have any tests out at the school?
Yes, I did. I guess it was. I thought that this was video 4, that you walk around. You have an opponent and you have to watch your heart rate.
Number 6.
Oh, 6 for 6. Yeah, the different attacks. The long fist, short strike.
Yeah. The movement.
Yeah, that we did it at the class, and the people are not familiar with it, because the old student did the old Wing Chun, and they always go to the center line, and they have a problem to go outside to the side gate, and the jab, the sticking hand. They have a lot of problem with it.
See,
so it's good to exercise.
See, this is a problem now. This is a problem. There is no training there. So in order to breathing, how many can breathe? In order to the handling of the muscular endurance with the red boat training band, how many can do it? And then when we just start for the 3-dimensional motion handling, cannot be done. So how is that going to go fighting or sparring? So this is a big issue. I don't even get into momentum yet. I don't even get into sparring yet. I just say, okay, the thing is, first is breathing. Can you breathe when you walk? The second thing is, can you handle do you know your muscular endurance dynamically? The third thing is, can you move in a different direction? This is the basic. If this is not even trained, what is one expect? Like Raymond the other day do the VO2 max. Without doing the VO2 max, how can we know that what are we doing? And you look at the MMA friend, they have all those. So what is all this Chinese Kung Fu is about? It's nonsense. It's just selling snake oil. So that is how serious it is. Selling internal art, chi, and all this kind of thing. And one couldn't even do the basic move. So that's how hopeless it is. So what is all this school is teaching about, right? So now we have to see the reality. It doesn't have even the basic of what is needed. Now you see, you guys see the disaster there. billions, at least millions of dollars is wasted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Millions of dollars wasted. And one couldn't even breathe when one walk. And Raymond, you have in your class to have the student to walk, right? Do they feel that
Yes.
their chest and breathing? What do you experience? What do
Yes.
your student experience? You want to share?
It was um, now they do it because I say to them, "Do you breathe?" And they, sometimes they forget it. Oh yeah, I have to breathe. And if they go a little bit faster, then you can see they held the breath in. So hey, you don't breathe. And it's recognizing that it's very important because first I didn't know this, and now I'm always busy with breathing, breathing, breathing. It's important, and it's a great thing. I know this now.
So if you don't breathe, you cannot do the red bolt training band, which is really, really basic for the muscular endurance, which is needed. And then if one couldn't even know the directions of a walk, which is supported by this breathing and the muscular endurance, what one is doing? One practically have zero training. So that's why I say all those chi sao and wooden dummy and play the form. What do you get there?
Nothing.
So I supposed to say this, or should I not supposed to say this? That everybody do whatever they like, and your Wing Chun going down to the tube, and everybody thinking they are good fighter. But in fact, if you want to compare with like Xi Xiaodong, it's totally 1,000 miles away. Wake up, right?
Yeah.
It's just very simple thing.
Yeah.
And without this simple thing, what I really don't know what should we do. So right now the part 1, part 2, part 3 until part 6, and I'm going to get another few parts there with showing example of sparring, this 2-man sparring, not even free sparring, and so forth, so forth. So that people who really want to know what it is, be able to taste what is going on. And then, of course, they need to find a qualified teacher to teach if they want to go fighting in the ring or sparring. Or else it is just fantasy. So see, this is like this part 1 to part 7, part 8 of the Wing Chun sparring is like an online class, free of charge online class. But how many people really take the seriousness to do the job? Like the S21, how many people go really train that? And it's guaranteed. The S21 and this 7, 8 parts of the Wing Chun sparring, you cannot learn it outside this channel.
No, definitely not. And it was good, the thing with walking around, because I did it in the previous teaching, and after that class, everybody came to me and say that this was a really good training because they have never done it this way. And also, like Raymond, I had to remind them that they need to breathe, and I also need to remind them to take their hands a little bit lower down, because otherwise they can't breathe, because some people is holding up their hands really high, and so you can't breathe if you do it like that. So but everybody, after they have done the walk around with around each other, thought it was a very, very good training to get to know their body better.
Without this, how can one play with heavy bags?
You can't.
One can.
I think you opened the eyes, because they always think from, oh, this is the right way, And now I can explain. You can go this way and this way, and if you go this way, then you walk through to a punch, and if you go the outside, then it's safer, and all those things, and they open the eyes. So
yeah. So we know what is a chasing hand, what is not a chasing hand.
yeah, exactly. It's that. And I didn't do that because I already do, but they teach it like that, and now I see it, and they do it like that, and then yeah, yeah, and I'm glad I can do it like this now. Really,
it has to be like that. If it's not like that, we don't even know what hit you in a real fight.
No, it doesn't work really. If you do it the old way, it's not working.
You don't
it's
see
too
what
static.
You don't see what hits you, what is coming at you. You don't know. Especially when we do, like when I was in Kyokushin, we do the wheel kick, the drop wheel kick. The guy can come from here and or go sideways and the kick from the other directions. You try to handle that at front with your techniques, hand techniques, for sure you get KO. A few seconds, that's it. So it never works. And that's why either one face the reality and know what is going on and have a taste of it, or one is completely live in the other world. Every day is grandmaster say this, grandmaster say that, this technique, that techniques, this internal, that chi, and this is the internal chi. What are you doing? Can you handle a few seconds with a real MMA player or Western boxer or Thai boxer? You can. Just face it.
I'm glad that I did, when I was young, I did boxing, and so I know what angles I can attack, and now it's much more familiar for me because I've learned it the other way. I have to go in the middle and not go outside anymore that much, and now it's much free and dynamic, and it's much better for me.
And another thing is that can one people go in? Get in to the short range.
They think for some it's difficult because I said you keep your arms in so you can go in. You don't have to punch, but you go in with your arms in, and not like that. And it was difficult for them to go very close.
That's why if you watch Xi Xiaodong and Ding Hao in that match, when Xi Xiaodong get in, everybody, the Ding Hao cannot do a thing. Because they don't have a sense of that. So the three-dimensional sense, like in the part 6. So this has happened 60 years ago. You look at, like, as far as show, Bruce Lee is complaining that he cannot breathe, which is part 4. And that's why you look at Bruce Lee have all his training. Well, there's the muscular endurance training, like I share in the Red Bull training band. It's an easy way. So this series of the Wing Chun sparring is the easiest, the most basic way. If one do not have this very basic, one is clueless on fighting. That's guaranteed.
Yeah.
The training band was also very good to do, because if you have a little bit strength, then automatically you stop breathing because you put strength, and you feel it in your stomach, and it's some pressure because you are pushing and turning, and then still keep breathing. It's not easy, and it is a good training recognize that you have to breathe. So it's also a great training.
In a real fight, you always have to, you will right away experience that. The reason why people cannot handle sparring and say that, well, can you work under pressure, is because they never know that thing in details. They never train in that. Those who train in that just go sparring. Sparring is big deal. But the guy who always playing chi sao, wooden dummy, and the form set never go through their physiological, the breathing, the intra-abdominal pressure, their muscular endurance, and the directions of change. How are they going to supposed to go fight? Yeah, this technique, that techniques. Before you even do that technique, you get KO. That's why if you want to compare with Western boxing, Thai boxing, MMA, you cannot compare. It is a reality. Face it. Or you just are living in fantasy. This is not a movie. Real life is not a movie. And if you are older age or the body have a precondition, you must not do it, you must not do it. If you cannot do the Red Bull training band or your V2 max is too low, then you know that you must not go do sparring. So you can do exercise, you can do, oh, I know this direction, walk on this directions to avoid fighting, but you don't want to do sparring because the body cannot handle it. So right away we can see the important thing there. It's like an army. You don't put all your army out there to die. Right? And if you are open a school, it's your student. And are you going to make your student like your own family, or you just treat them like they are nothing? You don't care for them.
There you have a point, I think, because if I say to a student, if you learn this Wing Chun, you can defend yourself. And now I know, in the early, when I taught the other Wing Chun, it wasn't true. I now see that it's not true because it was not correct. It doesn't work.
That's why I asked. Will you teach your son or your daughter that?
No, not anymore. No, certainly not.
And you want to treat other people's son and daughter who come to your school like your own son. Otherwise, you call it sifu. Sifu meaning like a father. So you need to care. You need to know what they can do, what they cannot do, what they're not supposed to touch. Otherwise, it is not a teaching. It's just I don't know what it is. A cult or what?
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, cult.
And how is the student, Raymond? After they go through this, after they go through this, does the student know what is they are doing now?
Yes, they know that that we need to put more exercises to the breathing so they can get the breathing naturally better. And also they know that they need to train more the movement of their body and the body handling. So they are aware of their body, and that is one of the goals. And when they are aware of their own body, then they can start to develop and get better. Because they know they don't have the body to support it yet, but they will get there.
Yes. You have more explanations to the student, so you can explain why you do it like that, and how, and what the reason is, and you have a lot of more depth to explain. And before you did something, and you have to look at how he stands and you move with it, but you don't have the explanation to to explain it to the student so he understands it easier and effective. That's also the reason this is much better.
So just face it, if a young guy trained that way since say 13, 14 years old, how will that the world is of this person than a guy who don't train this way, keeping training chi sao, wooden dummy and sets for 50 years. What do they know in a real fighting compared with the guy who trained this way? This 3 section, the part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6.
They will develop the skill and the body handling they need. Maybe not to become a champion, but at least they are aware of their body and they are aware how to move and how
they
to
understand
use their body.
it. Hey, they understand what you are doing. It's not doing something. But now it's you're guiding them to like open up a page so you see everything what happens and what you can do and when you what you're going to do. So you have your long fist and then you go in or you go to the side and they recognize it. They move not by sight but with feeling. So they see something happening and whoop, they are gone and not waiting till somebody's punching. They have to be before that.
And only this way
so
only this way one can avoid fighting, because one know how to run.
Yeah.
Without this, one don't even know how to run because one have no idea what is this game is about. So that's where I said, as soon as we can teach people how to know what is going on there and how to walk away, that's number one. Don't go fighting. But if we have never educate people to know what is going on there, now you got a serious problem.
I saw a text on the internet. You better have the skills to fight, but never use it. Then have no skills, and you have to use it, or you need it. So
yeah, because if you know this, you can avoid confrontation. But if you don't know this, when something is provoked or you face something, right away you get into what you think it is for fighting. And you cannot solve the problem. For this is, if you know this, you can evaluate the situations and you go walk away. But if you don't know what you are facing, what are you going to do? You go fight, but you never train. You think you train, but you never train. You cannot evaluate the situations. Those who train know the situation, is just walk away.
Yep.
That's the first level of self-defense. Avoid problem.
Yeah.
So I hope that this become a standard for all martial arts school who want to go this path. Make the people more healthier in daily life and then be able to avoid fighting.
The breathing you use all day. It's not only when you go training, but also when you sit and when you do something to work in the garden or whatever. You always have to breathe. So it is very healthy to learn that.
There's a reason why you need your physical endurance, you need your breathing, you know, a sense of directions. Even if you go to supermarket to buy something, when people sometimes rush to you because something fall down, you know how to move away. And then if you want to lift something, you don't go do crazy stuff. You're not going to stand in a triangle, stand to lift something. So now if you don't have this completely, it just remove oneself into a fantasy world, it is a disaster. That's why Xi Xiaodong said it's a fake martial arts. It is a fake martial arts. What do you argue? So well, you know, good. Keep going on. And next, I'm going to share on the two-man sparring. So have a feel of how you want to handle this thing. Never is using hand here, and you're punching. It's never like that.
No.
So until you know this, you don't know what is not chasing hand means. Am I right?
Yeah.
If you train this, like you explained in the videos, then you know what you are doing, and you learn it. And if you stay with the triangle and or go front and you wait for the punches, yeah, then you never know if it works. You think that it works, but it doesn't work.
The issue is that there are people setting you up. Only with you know all this thing now, the moving and so forth, you be able to know to avoid people set you up, or you can set up other people.
Yeah.
Because setting up is a big thing in fighting.
Yeah.
And how to get away from get set up, how to escape the setup is another thing. So something which is
you can if it's
go ahead, Raymond.
Yeah, but you can use the sticky hand or the jab. If somebody wants to come to you, you do like this and you walk away. So you can all use it to get away. You understand what I say? This is so because somebody want to come for you and you stretch your arm very fast, so he goes back and then you go away.
There's a lot of strategy can be done. But the thing is that first is one need to know how to move one's body.
Yeah, definitely. So it's good. It's continuous teaching it and get the people in the classes to develop themselves, to be able to handle their body in a better way and move in a good way and get the breathing correctly. Then they're gonna start moving forward and they're gonna learn much quicker.
That's why if you read Bruce Lee, Bruce Lee don't like the way how between him and Wong Jack Man. You know, just I saw the video by Shannon Lee the other day. Just go watch it. Yep. That's why Bruce Lee say he don't train Wing Chun anymore. There's a reality, accept it or not. There's a reality. Right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to go to basic. We want to go to basic. We don't want to go to like in the past 30, 40 years. Getting into this internal thing, Tai Chi thing, and all this Fa Jing thing, nonsense. You cannot handle a few seconds.
No.
Because you cannot move your body. You couldn't even move your body. You couldn't even breathe. And you don't even have the muscular endurance to do the job. So this is a reality. I know it's painful for everybody to see this. But if we love our student, then we care for them step by step. Like Raymond, you check their VO2 max, the breathing. Is it okay? If it's okay, you go for the muscular training, like the Red Bull training band. And then if that's okay, you be able to handle the body, you go to the part 6 for mobility. And then you know that that person be able, they understand what is going on, they be able to handle their body, and they can evaluate the situation. If they see something very fast, man, I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to walk away. Avoid fighting, not playing gung-ho, who is the #1 fighter of this Fa Jing or this internal energy. Internal energy for what? So the entire mentality is completely different. That's why I say, you know, when people are joking at me saying that, Hendrik, this is your USA Wing Chun, I say, so be it. At least we are not living in a fantasy.
No, we're living in a physical, real world. We need to training that way as well. So it's that's the only way forward. You can't live in the fantasy land. If you want your art to survive, you need to develop the way you're teaching, and you need to make people aware of their body and of the situation.
So for me, you know, I don't even talk about this, the art survive, or who is good, who is whatever. I just talk one thing. It's called responsibility. If you are a martial artist is supposed to search for truth by definitions. It is just one word called responsibility. Responsibility for whoever you present the thing. Responsibility for your student. Responsibility for what you talk and what you present. So martial is teaching one to be responsible, honest, stick with the truth. There's human value there, right? So if the teacher is responsible, you teach the kid come to the school and learn. They went home, their parents will say, yeah, now my kid is better now because they learn about responsibility. The teacher have to show, to walk their talk, to show by example. So that's why whatever we cannot do, we don't want to say it. And stop all this chi stuff in internal and all those kinds of stuff. One couldn't even breathe. You couldn't even breathe in walking. Like walking every day, you cannot even breathe. What internal? So that's how serious it is. So, you know, good. You know, keep testing it and test it out and see whether it makes sense or not. And then next time I'm going to do the two-man sparring stuff so that everybody be able to have a feel of it. You don't have to have fighting because it's not the free sparring, but you can know how when you interaction, the angle, the speed, the handling, the breathing, all has to come to one before you speed it up and get to real free sparring. So you have a sense of feeling. So you need to go step by step.
Yeah.
And if you know that even you don't do free sparring, you meet somebody who is looking for trouble, you look at them and you know how to walk away. Because your body is trained for that. That's how you avoid problem.
Sorry.
So, okay, talk to you guys next time.
Cheers, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.